What's happening? What up? What it do? That's for sure. But everybody in my city say, what up, doe? What up? What up, doe? What up? What up, doe? What's going on, y'all? It's the 26th day of the 12th month. It's Monday. Oh, wait, no, it's not Monday. Hold on. What day is it? Friday? Friday! It's Friday, y'all. It's Friday. My bad. Don't, yeah, my bad. So let me start off like this. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for the fair use for purpose such as criticism, heavy on the criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research purposes. By golly, I love doing my research. Hell yeah. You heard me say it. You can't say I didn't. You seen me say it. You can't say you didn't. You can't sue me. It's in the chat. It's in the description. You can't sue me. You can try to get me a strike. You can do that. But you can't sue me. Copyright disclaimer is in effect, y'all. You can't sue me, but you can strike me. You can do that. You can. So, I'm crossing my T's and dotting my I's, if you know what I mean. Because the hate is real. So, real quick, y'all. This is my Facebook link, and I put it in the description of this video, and it is also in my bio. And all you have to do is scroll up in the chat. I think it might disappear, but I don't think that many people will type in it, so it'll still be up there. So scroll up, hit the link, and add your girl. I'm trying to get my followers up over there. Again, I just started my page. I wasn't on the blue book, but I'm trying to open the door from every and any opportunity, because your girl needs a miracle. I need a miracle. I do. I need a Christmas miracle, but Christmas passed, so I just need a miracle. Your girl needs a miracle. So I'm opening every door for any and every opportunity. So go add your girl on the blue app. Tell your friends. And again, real quick, I must say this. You would look better in green over here. You would. But join the family. No dig. No, if not, it's cool. You could just, but I think you would look real mighty fine in green right over here. Oh, look at that. I have a friend request. I know who that is. Thank you. Salute to you. You're a real one. Also, the link, if you want to come up here and we just talking, and we going to talk about, Kilpatrick too, because, a couple people brought him up, and it got me thinking about him and the shit that went down, and, so we just openly talking. There's 5 days left of 2025. Cinco Deo, lefto of the Euro, of Bente, motherfucking Bente Cinco, the fuck, let's go. So we just talking, it's an open discussion. Hit the link, it's in the description too, and I think I pinned it. I'm on StreamYard right now, let me go look. Did I pin that or the copyright disclaimer? Alright. I pinned the StreamYard link. So if you want to hit it and come up here and we, bounce, chitter chat back and forth while we talk. Because we just talking on this one. Don't mind if you do. My auntie, Big M. What up, doe? What's happening? What it do? But in our city, we say what up, doe? Hey, and let me shout out to my replay gang. Salute, salute, salute. And to my bushwatchers, my lovely bushwatchers. I see you. I see you right now in the bushes. I've been saying this, YouTube. I'm gonna keep writing you and suggesting this. I just want my cut. Take whatever finger you would like, real smooth like, real cool like, and tizzy tap on that thumbs up button for your girl. They're like this, right there in the left. Tap on this one for your girl. There's some emojis on the right. Tap on those for your girl. It's free. Support your girl. Get me out there. Share the live in my TikTok voice. Share the live. You know, subscribe. That's free. 99 as well. All that's free. But you do have the option to join my family, me and my family. You know, um, first level 299. Get you. You know, join us. You know, you look better in green over here. Just my opinion. How's everybody's motherfucking Friday going? Freaky Friday, the 26th day of the 12th month. Mine's going good. Mine's going good. I hope y'all's is smooth, cool, and true. 5 days left, y'all. 5 days left. Crazy work. We're going into 2026. You know, I go into every year like this. No weapon shall be formed. No, oh, Big M's backstage. Let me let her up here. Big M, what do you do?
Hey, what's going on?
You know, living the big dream. Living the big dream.
I feel you.
But
This year's almost over.
man, and every year I go into the year like this, you know, no weapon prospered shall be formed against me.
Me shall prosper. No weapon formed against me shall prosper.
Yeah, what she said. Y'all know your girl be, you know, tongue tied sometimes. You get what I was trying to say. But my auntie, she be looking out. That one, you know, I'm protected. I'm protected. Even
Yes.
I'm protected, but protected people still need miracles sometimes. But your girl needs a miracle. So I'm going into 2026. You know, that's all you can do. You can't dwell. You can't worry. Yeah, because every little thing's gonna be all right. You know. So, you know, we this mayor, I was just thinking about it. And anybody, you know, my Big M is in the D ski. Anybody, if you come in, come out, or if you're in my bushes, um, this killed Kwame killed Patrick, y'all. Like I feel like I don't know, you know, because you know Kim Worthless has been in office for what 30 years, over 30 years, right, Big M?
Yep.
So me and her kind of talked already. We agree. You know, Kim Worthy was the first African American woman prosecutor of the city of Detroit, and we say I agree about her first 2 years. She did the damn thing. You know, she was doing her thing with that long ass hair, looking young, wild, and free. But 2 out of 30. Let me do the math real quick.
28.
No, I'm gonna divide it and see the percentage to give her grade, like the teachers did us in school. You know.
You got an F.
Oh, you know, it's an F. Thank you, Big M. Thank you. You know, it's common sense. 2 out of 30, you failed.
Miss Lee, she got an F plus.
F plus.
Nobody F minus because she ready.
Yeah, F
G, we
minus.
give her a G.
Man, give that bitch a motherfucking A B C D E F G. No, cause G is a 7. No, I'm a G. No, give her a H for hoe. Horrible. Give her a H. We just came up with that. You get an H, worthless, for horrible.
So it's like what 2% of her time?
Man, not even. It's probably like a point. It's probably like 0.063 of her time. Oh man. But you know, I feel like I don't know where the corruption started, but I feel like Mr. You know, our old mayor who did time, that dude, he meant well, but he was just too obsessed with everything and didn't see a lot of shit that was going around, and I feel like she used him a lot for the fall guy. I'll give him that. He was corrupt as fuck. He did cheat on his wife. He was just you know, just living life with some money, not paying attention though. But I do believe this man was the fall guy for a lot of shit.
I think whenever he put them earrings in his ear, it was downhill from there because
Big M.
it was like after them big earrings came in when he got sworn in, it was like everything he did made the paper. He can't hear you. You hit the mute.
You cracked me the fuck up. Thank you. That was great. She said when the earrings came out, oh man, that's when he thought he was the shit. He
Bro
was big.
came out and he mean whatever. He brought in Super Bowl. He remember he got the jacket that it was in the paper. His rental when he got the Escalade was in the paper. Everything he did was in the paper.
Right. Like, again, remember that saying, the loudest in the room
So, yep. I
is
think he thought he was gonna come after her because he had dirt on her. So that's why she went so hard for him. Because after that, her whole career, as far as being legit, went downhill. That's when everything came to real question.
and I most absolutely agree. This woman is so fucking corrupt, bro. So corrupt. And again, we know no one ever runs against Worthless. She's got power. She does. She's got power. She does got some power. Cause obviously, again, Big M, like you said, even though Kwame was the only one to stick up for her to her ass in a sense, and he tried,
Mm-hmm.
and she fucking boom. You know what I'm saying? Cause she's got power. But and shout out to you, Kwame, for standing up to the bitch. I salute you for that. Cause he's the only one. No one will even run against the motherfucking bitch. We can't even get a second opinion, like a bubble to fill. We gotta vote for her or skip that bubble. Like, you know what I'm saying?
She got it on lock.
Oh, she got it on lock. Whatever she's doing. Hey, Aggie with the wrench. Hold on, what's going on? Aggie with the wrench. Salute, salute, salute. I hope you're having the best 26th day of the 12th month you ever could have. And it's Friday. It's Freaky Friday. All right, we got Lottie Marty in the building. Lottie in the UK. She's in the UK. All the way over
Oh,
there.
she's in the UK.
Yeah, Lottie's in the UK. Lottie said,
Oh.
hey Jay Mods chat, hope y'all good. I don't know what man and earrings you talk about, but you had me in stitches. Hey, if you know, you're gonna see in a minute. We're about to cover them. But she had me on that one. He thought he was the shit. He was we're talking about our ex-mayor from about 12 years ago. And Kim Worthless, I know you know Kim Worthless. She used him and then put a lot of shit on him. It's just all fucked up, all corruption. And actually, he spoke. I'm gonna play the video for the first time the year of 2025, y'all. We going to listen to the man with the earrings, what he has to say. I wonder how close I am because I've never watched this video. I'm watching it with y'all. I want to see how close we are, Big M, to what that's why we're talking before we play the video. I want to see, cause we be hitting shit on the head with the nail. I mean, on the nail with the head.
Mm-hmm.
Salute, Aggie. Salute. It's all love, Lottie, Aggie. Thank you for
Hello,
coming up.
hello, everybody in the chat. I can't see. Oh, I can click it. That's what.
Big M says salute, salute. I don't know if you heard her. She said salute, big salute to you. My bad at Aggie with the wrench. So again, he hasn't spoken out until the year. We got 5 days left. Crazy. This has been a wild year. It's the first time he spoke. I got the video ready. I was like, damn, it was meant to be to speak about it. And then I had a couple people, bring up the story about the girl. And I say this, I feel like he was a fall guy again, perfect guy to put the spotlight on. But Big M brought it to my attention this morning. The wife or Worthless, I believe, is behind that. But we gonna talk about it. We gonna run the clips.
She came home and seen her dancing in the mansion. Remember, he had a party where she was supposed to be away. Then she came home, and she supposed to slaughtered the lady, and they supposed took her home, and she was never found again.
Yeah, but because he was. You don't think she had Worthless number or could have got it? What if she helped? Because again, this
Why
murder
wanted
was.
to file charges on him, and they got rid of her.
And look, this is an unsolved case still to this day, y'all. Am I lying, Big M?
Nope, it's Strawberry. She a dancer. Her daughter's still trying to fight for it. You on mute again.
Thank you. You an angel. You an angel. And we're gonna play that clip too. Unsolved. Again, corruption, y'all. Man, oh man, corruption. So I'm gonna go ahead and run the first clip. Lottie Motti says, I text went before I finished. It's okay. It's okay. I was picking up what you was laying down, Lottie Motti. I was picking up what you was laying down. Me understood. Me comprende. All right, so let's start at the beginning. That's all. We always gotta start at the beginning. And this one we don't have to go. We gonna start at the beginning and then we gonna end. Share my screen. All right. Y'all, if y'all have any questions, type them up. I'm watching. We going on mute. We gonna listen. We gonna react. And we gonna see. We just talking today. Fuck it. Oh, and we are breaking down Monster number 5 later tonight. It's gonna be, we doing Celeste. May she rest in peace. David, or David, whatever, with the 4 head. That guy, he's a monster. We'll be breaking him down. He's number 5. We'll be breaking him down later. Okay? I'm going on mute. Let's run the clip.
And tonight on The Edge, former Detroit Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick is getting some flack as he pitches in for the community.
And everyone is welcoming his presence, but community leaders, they're coming to his defense. Fox News' Dave Kinchin has a story.
Normally, when a former mayor hits the streets of Detroit, it's a welcomed show of giving back. But when ex-mayor Kwame Kilpatrick teamed up with New Era Detroit for a street cleanup and community engagement.
Kwame Kilpatrick.
This is the fight of my life.
Preparing for battle.
The federal government.
The culture of corruption is over.
Ready to unleash an explosive case years in the making.
Less than a decade ago, he was a rising star in the Democratic Party.
I dared mighty things for the citizens of my city.
He was the new hope for the Motor City.
To rise up! To rise up!
And then came scandal.
Do you owe him an apology?
After scandal,
I don't whore around on my wife.
after scandal.
We charged Kwame Kilpatrick with...
There's the witch, y'all. I knew it was going to be a matter of seconds. There's the bitch. The worthless. Man, I feel like Kwame was just being a man, but they did him dirty. He should have never been mayor. How would a man like that ever be like that? That's like me becoming mayor of Detroit, in my opinion. They knew what the fuck she knew what the fuck she was doing. This bitch right here. This worthless one. She knew what she was doing. He would have never, man, he was not mayor material.
No, because he gave all his homeboys jobs.
And she's a predator. She preys on motherfuckers, the weak. She's called a predator. There's not only sexual predators. There's a lot more predators out here, y'all. She's one of them. She's a predator. On the vulnerable, the weak.
Yes, definitely. When she cut her hair, she cut all her dignity.
Man, back in the day, we agreed 2 years that her shit was down to her back. She was skinny as hell too. She was in that courtroom doing her fucking thing. Man, good point. Lottie Motti says, Timu wig, fake pearls, just like her. There ain't a real fucking inkling about this whore. She has destroyed many people's lives and don't give a fuck. That's all I got to say. Let's run the clip.
Perjury.
And it all came crashing down.
I lied under oath.
But what you saw unfolding in front of the camera might not compare to what unfolds over the next several months.
Tonight, 7 takes you deep inside the corruption case.
You will hear from the key players.
Y'all made me a criminal.
We uncover exclusive new information
Knew Scott had to come in with something.
in the biggest trial this city has ever seen.
This is a 7 Action News special report inside the Kilpatrick corruption case.
Just 8 years ago, they were chanting his name at the Democratic National Convention. Tonight, as the 2012 convention is already underway, Kwame Kilpatrick is far removed from the political spotlight.
Yeah, instead of preparing speeches, he's preparing for trial on charges that could cost him his freedom.
Kwame Kilpatrick, his father Bernard Kilpatrick, his longtime friend Bobby Ferguson, and former Water Department head Victor Mercado will answer accusations that they ran a criminal into.
And I'm going to say this. I don't know, but in my opinion, you know, he straight up said, I lied under oath. I'm a liar. As a mayor, this is the only mayor in my whole entire fucking life. Even if anybody's familiar with Governor Snyder, with the Flint water, I've never... fishy as fuck already. I'm like... Why would he? I don't know. Again, corruption at its finest, y'all, in the good old D-ski. Big M, were you going to say something? Okay, I was just checking.
Surprise right out of the mayor's office.
Tonight, our entire 7 Action News investigative team breaks this story down for you. We're going to give you a deeper look at all 4 men, how they got to this point, where they are now, and what they face in the coming months.
But first, we're going to take a closer look at all of the charges.
Yeah, this is a complex case, but it's one that fits together like a puzzle. The feds are
I bet the fuck it does perfectly together like a puzzle. I bet it does. Crazy. Perfectly like a puzzle. Because it was fucking plotted. Because the motherfucking bitch made the puzzle. If you know what I mean. If you pick it up what I'm laying down. Worthless made, she's the creator of the puzzle. Of course, they're all going to come together perfect.
Nope. It was all text messages.
Man.
Then people didn't realize what technology can do. And they, like they say, they fucked around and found out.
That part. Fuck around and find out with your cool ass. You will. I fucked around and found out a couple times. Sometimes that's what it takes. But he fucked around and found out, and it was only one time. That's all it did take. Sometimes that's all it takes. You don't get to bounce back.
We had just really got into text messages in that area.
What? Say it again, Big M.
Really just got into text messages like that. And cell phones was just starting really out. We were still BlackBerry and stuff like that. You're mute. I can't hear you.
I said I miss the good old black cherry with the little ball in the middle, move it around. Man, and it still had the chirp on it. You could chirp on the black cherries.
The BlackBerry, yes. Mm-hmm.
Where you at? In the ball.
Yeah, just think about it. That's the new era. You didn't think that message.
Yeah, that was back in the day with the razor flip phone.
When you delete them, you didn't think they could be retrieved. He found out they could be. So the message that was retrieved is what they got him on.
I wonder if this was the first, like the awakening of, you know, the digital,
yeah.
Because again, this is Detroit's biggest case. I don't understand why corruption is the biggest case, because in my opinion, I could think about 7 other bigger cases than this, in my opinion. But they call this Detroit's biggest case. Nah, this ain't. This is the bullshittest case out of Detroit. The most bullshit case out of Detroit right here. Bullshit. What do you think, Big M?
It was. And it was like you found out how technology worked. This is the first real big case in the city that we found out about technology.
Yeah, I'll give it that. Yeah, to the technology, it woke it up for sure. You know, and I remember back in the day, I remember my daddy telling me when, you know, all this, because, you know, a lot of cold cases got cracked when they could run the DNA they had sitting for a while. You know what I'm saying? All of them, they got cracked because back in the day they couldn't. And that's what my daddy told me. He was like, you know, and told me like just a strand of your hair. Just a strand. That's how good technology is. Like, crazy. Just think about how the world has transformed. Like, you could get away with they did get away with red rum for years. You couldn't crack shit. You couldn't do anything. And it's crazy. Let's think about this. Back then when there was no, you know, you could get away with red rum, there wasn't total chaos in a sense. Like, the world, it's only gotten worse and worse and worse, and that doesn't make sense. You would think the world would have got better with all this technology.
No, because technology came instant fame. You could pull your camera out and you could put things out and everybody could see it. So now everybody wants to commit their crime and post it to say, I did this. Like the Son of Sam. I always point to people like the Son of Sam.
Man, the Son of Sam, you ain't lying. And another thing too, if you think about it, the good old internet and the phone, and it took away the map. I bet a lot of shorties. You go out to the car right now. I bet you know there's probably a very low percentage of people that have the paper map in their glove box.
Yes.
I bet you nobody does, because we got good old, you know, turn left. You could put it on whatever voice you want. I wanted them to take my voice like, hey yo bitch, take a left in 2.2, you know, on the GPS. You don't see. What up, Miss Adventures? What's going on with you? What is going on with you? Salute. Thank you for pulling up on your girl. We don't see a lot of clocks on the wall anymore. A lot of people, because, you know, our phone tells us what time it is. A lot of people don't have calendars on their wall anymore because we got the calendar. We got a compass on there. A lot of people don't know, oh, I'm driving north down blah, unless you're on 75 north or 75 south. And if you don't know that, you should not be driving anywhere. So again, the good old phone and the internet, you're right. It did. It wasn't supposed to get better. That's why. But yeah, we're just starting to cover good old, you know, Kwame and the corruption 12 years ago.
Look at Nikki Pop.
What'd you say, Big N?
Look at Nikki Pop. She went on Facebook Live, which did a crime. She won an
2.7 million 2.7 million views. I went down her page to go see, you know. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, she went viral. The bitch went viral. Mm-hmm. 2.7 million views. She would have never got that in real life.
The generation wants to be viral. Everybody wants to go viral.
Crazy fucking work. Let's run the clip. Everybody want to go viral. I don't know. I want to go viral. I'll admit it. I want to go viral, but not in that way. Shit. Not that way.
I love my piece.
Hey, I ain't mad at you, Big M. I ain't mad at you. Number love.
Alleging Kwame Kilpatrick, his good friend Bobby Ferguson, City Water Director Victor Mercado, and Kilpatrick's father Bernard Kilpatrick profited millions from a criminal enterprise. Here's how the feds say the complicated puzzle fit together. At the center of much of this is Bobby Ferguson, who owns construction and demolition companies. Feds say contractors doing business with the city of Detroit were coerced to include Ferguson as a subcontractor before, during, and after getting a contract.
See, I wonder if this is why we have so many abandos. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. Like, this shit is so corrupt in Detroit. They need to just throw the whole city away. Like, we need to start over. There's no coming back from this shit, y'all. Detroiters, you know, if ain't no coming back from this. And just a reminder, This was over 12 years ago. And I don't think the corruption started 12 years ago because, you know, the one mayor, I think he did a great job, but he was corrupt.
Wasn't that over 20 years ago?
What? Patrick?
Yeah.
Maybe it might have been. Yeah, he might have got charged. Oh yeah, I think he got. I don't know. Let me look. Don't quote me on that one, y'all. But too long ago, for sure. I'm 33,
I
so
know.
20 years. Wow.
When I was diagnosed, at first, I was at home a lot, and I used to watch on the news, and they was always going with something with Kwame every day.
They talk about the scapegoat. He was the fall man. They did him. They got him. They did. But you know, Kwame, you should have did better. You should have used your discernment. You should have that money and the power and, you know, the PUSSY get to your head, man. Now look what you did.
Many, but not all, gave in. Some of the influence prosecutors say came from the top, Kwame Kilpatrick himself, and from Mercado on expensive water and sewer projects. Ferguson got a piece of those projects. Bernard Kilpatrick was allegedly in on the payoffs as a consultant who contractors had to go through to do city business. And he benefited simply as the mayor's daddy. 3 nonprofits were allegedly used to funnel some of the money from Ferguson to Kwame Kilpatrick, Bernard Kilpatrick, and the rest of the first family. The feds documented cash, trips, golf, and yoga lessons for Kilpatrick, summer camp for his kids, a crisis manager, and anti-bugging equipment right before he resigned in 2008, and an attempt to buy furniture from the Manoogian Mansion Restoration Society. Kilpatrick told 7 Action News he was shocked when he saw the phrase Kilpatrick Enterprise in the indictment.
When I first saw it, I thought it was...
This dude is an idiot. Like, he's such a liar. Like, he's just an idiot. Like, I don't know. He's a true idiot. The true definition of an idiot, y'all. I just had to say that. And then we gonna cover Strawberry because, again, I don't think he unalived her. The case is not. She's still has no justice. Corruption. Justice for Strawberry. I think that's her name. I only know her dancer name. I think that's the name. Don't quote me, but justice for that lady, y'all.
It was absolutely ridiculous, and it could not be discussing me. I think it's politically motivated, and I think it's something that I got to fight through, but I'm going to fight very hard. I'm very engaged, and I'm very tenacious about making sure that the truth gets out there.
And that's really how this legal puzzle fits together. But how did Kwame Kilpatrick's career fall apart? Well, investigator Heather Catallo joins us now, and Heather certainly began with a lot of promise.
From standing arm in arm with future President Barack Obama to spending months behind bars, Kilpatrick's flame once burned bright, but ended in disgrace with an apology and a promise to return.
At the age of just 31, Kwame Kilpatrick defeated popular City Council President Gil Hill and became a rising star in the Democratic Party. His potential for Detroit seemed unlimited, and he had many believing the same for the city.
Now it's time for all of us.
Okay, this is just my opinion. I don't think any man should be doing this. That's just unprofessional. Off rip. I don't know. When you are in the, suit and ties and you move up the ladder, you have to move accordingly, in my opinion. And he was, again.
And see that big earring on his side?
Man, whoop, there it is. I don't know. I think that that's not proper mayor etiquette. That's just my opinion. Off dribble. I don't know, y'all. I don't think it's proper mayor etiquette. I don't think we see our president out there doing that. I don't say his name. I'm just saying our president, you gotta move. There's certain etiquette. There's levels and there's certain codes to this shit. Everything out here in life, there's codes. levels, etiquette, you gotta move accordingly. Just my opinion.
To rise up and begin our future right here, right now.
He was a mayor who touted himself as the ultimate family man.
There's no way I can be a true leader of the city of Detroit if I don't lead in my own house.
But just months into his first term, Kilpatrick seemed seduced.
I can't help it. Like, it's crazy. They always know the right shit to say. But in my opinion, you don't got to say all that shit. The loudest in the room, remember. And it was months. It only took a couple months. You don't have to just show us. The loudest in the room. You don't got to tell us. You don't got to scream to the world. Because that tells us, and we saw, you were nothing close to that. Because you didn't follow the code right, bro. You didn't move right. You weren't smooth, you weren't cool, and you weren't true with it.
Seduced by the trappings of power. He traveled with rock star style entourages, a security detail more appropriate for a president than a mayor. And news reports exposed Kilpatrick for charging pricey meals and exotic hotel rooms on his city-issued credit card.
He was going to stay at very fancy hotels when he went out of town, like the Four Seasons, and racking up $500 spa visits.
But after the 7 Action News investigators exposed the pricey red Lincoln Navigator leased for Kilpatrick's wife for $24 grand a year, that became a symbol of excess at a time when he was asking others to tighten their belts.
But these are difficult times, and they...
Man, I don't know. He's the only politician. I know we got to see his fucking bank statements. Can we see Worthless's? Shit. Can we see what she's spending her fucking money on? Anybody else seen a mayor's, you know, what he spent his money on and shit? Even if he was corrupt.
I'm just saying, I gotta say it. I grew up in the Coleman A. Young era.
That guy, he was a good mayor, he was super corrupt. But go ahead, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm just saying, Coleman A. Young was more corrupt than him. Nobody prosecuted him.
Bada boom, bada bing, bada boom.
And he will cuss you out in a heartbeat.
She hit it on the nail, y'all. Again, we had Coleman Young. We had it's been corruption. It's been corruption after corruption. And I do believe he was the mayor when Worthless started, right? Lottie says, where he going wild, his outdated strip mob suit as paddle shoulders. Man, girl, it got to his head. You know, they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. They knew what the fuck they were doing. You fell for it, dog. Now you gotta pay. You made your bed, you gotta lie in it. But yeah, it's crazy work because Coleman did not get prosecuted. His bank statements were not shown, were they?
No, ma'am.
No, the fuck they weren't. This is the only motherfucker I know.
And if you ask him, he probably will cuss you out like never before.
And he would have been like, you know, this is so corrupt and crazy. Like, they must have, I feel like they paid him because for him to just come back and we're going to hear him say, I lied. I feel like he got paid. There's no way. There's no fucking way. This shit's so crazy to me.
He didn't want to pay back the money they was going to make him pay. And he also lost his law license. So he was trying to fight for that to come back.
Yeah, and again, I'm just trying to let, you know, some people that, you know, who tune in don't know about him and stuff. But again, he hasn't spoke. Ironically, he has spoken out for the first time in the year of 2025, y'all. It ends in 5 days. How ironic. And we're going to hear what he has to say I wonder. I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna react with you guys. I want to know what this motherfucker got to say. It's been a long time since we've heard from this guy. I want to hear what he has to say.
Man, sacrifice.
When reporters pressed Kilpatrick on his own excesses, he lost it.
Hey, do it. Who is Carmen?
Come on. The mayor and his staff weren't the only ones playing kill the messenger. Who could forget this anti-media plea his mother made during his second run for mayor?
Turn off that television, y'all! Turn off the radio! Don't let nobody talk.
Honestly, guys, again, this is Detroit. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. If we being real, we're being real right now. Literally, it is. And you wonder why we got shorties missing. No one gives a fuck. They're they're over there in Washington County sad because they had 14 unalivings in a year. Wow. But this is Detroit, y'all. It's disgusting.
Talk about y'all's boy!
Despite the negative press, Kilpatrick surprised everyone as he inched past Freeman Hendricks to win a second term.
Sorry, liars. He didn't inch past shit. You know good and damn well. He didn't win that race. Liars that he inched on. And man, this looks like a big fucking kid. The way he's throwing shit, like his big ass swing is swinging. You dumb motherfucker. This is Detroit. I'm running for mayor, dude. I swear to God I am. JJ for mayor. Let's see.
One story that wouldn't go away and haunted both terms was the fabled Manoogian Mansion party. The never-proven rumor alleged that Kilpatrick's wife assaulted stripper Tamara Green.
We could never prove it.
Couldn't find anything to substantiate it. And the more we looked at it, the bigger the conspiracy.
I'm sorry. I got to keep coming off mute because this shit's crazy. Wait, Big M. So wait. So they were partying and they got into it? And then they tried to... Huh?
Say it again.
So they were partying and she allegedly assaulted her, but they couldn't prove it. And then she ends up, unalived. Is that...
Mm-hmm. They had a party at the Manoogian Mansion, allegedly. And she came home, surprised them, and found her there. And she supposed to assaulted her. And
I did not know that detail. That even confirms it for me. He didn't do that to that girl, Strawberry. He didn't do that. And of course they couldn't prove it. You know goddamn well that woman went motherfucking ape shit when she got home. You get the fuck out. Man. But they're gonna have her back. Because she's probably against her husband helping them. Duh. Let's see, Lottie. What'd you say?
She divorced when he was in prison, I do believe.
When he was in prison. Because I feel like she helped get him there. Because, she got half whatever money was left. And I feel like she was paid by Worthless and them too. Because
they went all the way down to Texas watching him. He had got a job and everything. She went all the way down to Texas to go and get him. And they was making sure he had no money. Yeah.
I know that's the fuck right. Because he tried again. But again, where he fucked up was, I get it because I've done it before. We all do it. Is he wanted to tell the truth because he got caught. No, you should have told the truth when you knew the shit was wrong. And then that pissed them the fuck off. And you didn't realize how bad it was going to backfire, like she just said. This dude is, his life is over. Like, his life is over. Because you tried to even speak on the corruption. Scary.
Well, allegedly, well, now he's a pastor. So now he done found Jesus in church, in prison. He came home, he didn't get remarried, and had some more kids.
Oh man, I can't wait to hear from this motherfucker. We almost done with this one, y'all. Lottie Marty says, I watch YouTube for years. That's how I hear about Naziah, and you'd be surprised how many people in UK know about Naziah. In fact, the world know about Naziah and want her justice against the freak circus. Man, I bet you ain't lying. I gotta give y'all that. You know, she's more worldwide. Like, I could go down. A lot of Detroit don't know, cause you know they ain't fucking watching the news. They're out here diddy bopping, bitty bopping. They're doing the dumbest shit ever. I don't get it. But they're definitely not watching the news.
I'm with you. I don't watch a lot of the mainstream news because it's fake. And I watch a lot of the YouTube, a lot of podcasts.
But even with the shorties, you know, even anybody on TikTok, you know, I know they, you know, it's just in there, you know what I'm saying? It's just, they just scroll past it if they do see it in the algorithm, because they want the drama, you know? Lottie says, oh my Lord above, I'm, stiff pickle, got no conscience, get my drift, only when it shrink, conscience kick in. Yeah, I'm picking up what you're laying down, Lottie. Y'all in the UK got away with words. Y'all got away with your words in the UK. I gotta give it to you. Away with your words. I like it.
Required to make it real.
Kilpatrick insisted it never happened.
I want people to understand that I would never disrespect my God, my wife, or my children.
As the scandal swirled, Kilpatrick fled to Washington, where he adamantly told us in an exclusive interview,
I don't whore around on my wife, and I don't have wicked nude parties at my house.
he showed similar disdain when asked under oath about an affair with his then chief of staff, Christine Beatty.
I think it's absurd to assert that every woman that works with a man is a whore.
Words that would later come back to haunt him.
This has been a very difficult time for my wife and my family.
On live television, a contrite Kilpatrick wound up apologizing for the affair that had become evident from text messages. But what he did was more than embarrassing. It was a crime.
We charge Kwame Kilpatrick only with perjury in a court proceeding.
Kilpatrick later came clean and finally cut a deal.
I lied under oath.
His punishment? $1 million in restitution, 120 days in jail, and he had to resign from office. On the way out, he made this infamous promise.
And I want to tell you, Detroit, that you done set me up for a comeback.
The text message scandal cost taxpayers millions, tarnished Detroit's reputation, and left many people angry at Kwame Kilpatrick.
What I hear them say, Mr. Kilpatrick, is that you had everything and you could have turned the city around, and they feel like you let them down.
But see, in my opinion, a mayor doesn't have that much fucking power. I mean, I guess maybe, like, I don't know, to steal and do all that and shit, I don't know. It's crazy work.
Now, he did do a lot of stuff. He started implementing some stuff in the play for the city.
But we all know in that circle, at that round table, he wasn't the only one.
No, he wasn't.
Not at all. And we have Worthless involved, absolutely 100%. In my opinion, she is a damn sure involved in all this dirty ass shit. And she was involved with Diddy. Like, again, she's dirty. She's dirty. I don't understand how, with all the public shit, And all the things that she's done, she's tampered with fucking evidence, y'all. How can she still be in office?
Well, we got a president that got 34, felonies, so.
All right, I forgot. This is America. I forgot. Damn it. I forgot.
What do you say to them?
They're right. I mean, it's no long answer. Those people are right.
Things went from bad to worse for Kilpatrick. He spent 14 months in prison for missing restitution payments and lying to the judge about his assets.
Now, if he is convicted in this federal corruption trial that begins tomorrow, how much time is the ex-mayor looking at?
Well, potentially for the racketeering charges alone, it's up to 20 years in federal prison, but it is up to the jury.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, y'all, this man did time for racketeering, but Diddy got off. It's a wrap. We are doomed. We're not almost doomed. We're doomed. We're in doomination right now. We've been in it. What?
I guess he didn't hire the dream team. He should have. But he was a lawyer. I guess he thought he could beat it. He thought he could beat it with his team, and because he's a lawyer.
Listen,
he was a good lawyer.
Now he's a good pastor, I bet, too. But listen, I just don't understand. Diddy, you heard racketeering, y'all. He got 8 years, right?
No, he gave him yeah, no, I can't remember.
I'm talking about Patrick. I think Patrick did 8.
Yeah, he did some time.
Right, but Diddy got 5 years. What? This is America.
I guess if I could get brain steel.
Hey, I'm so glad to be an American, y'all. So proud. I'm fucking proud. And I'm being sarcastic.
Now, Kilpatrick did not go down alone. Some family members and close friends were also charged, went to jail, or suffered humiliating defeats. 2 were Castech high school buddies who Kilpatrick credits for putting him in office at his first inauguration.
They've been there from day one, and they'll be there at the end, because what God has put together, nothing can break apart.
That was Kilpatrick more than 10 years ago, thanking Christine Beatty and Derek Miller, who ran his campaigns and would become high-ranking aides. Miller has since been indicted, cut a plea deal, and is expected to testify against Kilpatrick. Beatty has left town. Others who have fallen include his mother, former Congresswoman Carolyn Cheeks Kilpatrick, who lost her bid for re-election thanks to her son's scandals. His cousin, Nika Cheeks, was convicted of embezzling money from a fund that was supposed to maintain the mayor's mansion. And longtime friends, brothers DeDan and Candia Milton, played key roles in Kilpatrick's administration, but have since been convicted of taking bribes and are expected to testify against him. Just ahead.
Are you really making enough money to afford all this?
Now, if you don't think, if you lay with dogs with fleas and you're not gonna get fleas, you're fucking crazy. And you deserve them fleas. Crazy work.
An Action News exclusive.
I knew Scott had to come in with something.
Kwame Kilpatrick's lavish lifestyle.
What's the arrangement? Are they helping you out with the car?
The investigators on the prowl in Dallas, Texas.
Plus,
y'all made me a criminal. I wasn't a criminal before then.
But his rap sheet says otherwise. Investigator Ross Jones uncovers new information about Bobby Ferguson.
And one defendant threatening to expose more information about Kwame Kilpatrick in court. And you can track this case from the beginning on WXYZ.com. We've got a timeline set up. Just click the link on.
Okay, guys. Again, maybe in another day tomorrow we'll do Coleman, because he didn't do it one time. This is crazy work. We're gonna have to now, because just to show how corrupt Detroit is. But now, you guys, we're going to hear from the man himself, Big Dog, Big K, the big dog in the big league, you dumb motherfucker you. We going to hear from him. And I can't wait to hear what he has to say. But again, take everything this man says with a grain of salt, y'all. He has a tendency to like to lie. So, take everything he says with a grain of fucking salt.
And the sad thing about it, I was one of his supporters.
Man, you know, I wasn't old enough. God dang, it's a day. But I probably would have supported him. It looks like someone back in the day I would have supported. Just saying. But okay, so let me ask you, how do you feel about being a supporter of him?
When it came out, I was disappointed in him because I thought he was going to really make change. He was a young guy that was starting, that was knew a black man that was positive. I thought, and when everything came out, it was a bunch of bull.
So, you know, because obviously you as a taxpayer were robbed. You had to pay for this, you know, Big N, you did, you were affected. Your pockets were hurt by it. You know what I'm saying? So, I get it. And you know, it's crazy because, when you, like you said, you supported him, right? You supported him and you were disappointed. And there's a difference between anger and disappointment. You know what I'm saying? I could never, I don't hold no anger in my heart towards no one, but disappointment, fuck yeah, I'm disappointed in a fucking fuck ton of you out there. Highly disappointed. Now, I ain't mad at you, but I'm disappointed. So like, let me ask you this after supporting him, before we hear from him, because I know, but like, again, I just want to know, like, were you, like, at first, were you like, were you in denial, like, oh, this can't be true? Because you know how it came out, you know what I'm saying? Were you like, nah, and then when it was, the defined was defined, how did it make you feel?
Well, when it first came out, I was like, oh my God, not Kwame. Then I was like, as everything started coming out in the court case, they had to televise, of course. And you finding out stuff like that. Okay, so he was doing this, and he was doing this, and he was doing this. Because he had hired everybody from the neighborhood that he grew up with. Everybody was all the criminals was on the board. They was working somewhere down there at City Hall. Oh, you should have gave me a job then. You was giving out jobs like that. That what you were qualified for.
Thank you. Like, that's why I said your girl for mayor. I'm running, y'all. You never know. But no, I'm just kidding. I would never want to be a part of that curse. That's a curse. It's been going on. It's not gonna stop. I mean, I hope it could be stopped, but I could never. They would end up, I would be assassinated.
But again, he was running against Gil Hill. He
You know he lost that fucking race.
Gil Hill was old, like the old versus the old versus the new. How everything was,
Again, I know I don't. That's why the polls, that's a whole nother opinion. But I just want to piggyback off of this, and it's crazy. And then I just want to say it because I have to. I was a supporter, and I had a mayor. And that's exactly how the fuck I felt. I was blown away when I found out I was stolen from. I was lied to. I was misguided. That shit disappointed the fuck out of me. And at first, I was angry because I'm still learning how to, control my emotions and stuff. But I was angry, and I had to realize, no, I'm disappointed as fuck. That's exactly how I felt, Big M. I just wanted to tell you that. That's exactly how you felt about Kwame, That's how I felt when I was, because I was a big supporter. I was a lapdog. That's how big of a supporter I was. I was her little bitch. That stung like a motherfucking bee. Are y'all fucking ready to hear from the man himself? I know I am. Are you ready, Big M?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
This is gonna be great. And again, take everything he says with a grain of salt. Because I can say this. Wrong or right, he is a fucking liar. A big one. So, let's listen. I'm ready.
With Roku's new self-service ad tool, it's easy to set up your own CTV campaigns, so you can tap into Roku's leading scale and expand your marketing mix. Roku is the #1 TV streaming.
I never really talked about this publicly. This was the toughest time in my life. It's crazy. It's kind of like that part in Malcolm X.
Hold on. Lottie Motti says, it's the same. It's same in UK. Corruption ran riot against our government and officials. They chat pure bullshit. Just get in power for the money. Hey, the money is the root of all evil. In my opinion. All money ain't good money, y'all.
That's too much power.
Dealing with all these charges from the city and state, and then boom, here come the feds.
Man, it was the most embarrassing thing for me that I betrayed my wife, that my then wife, and my children.
I wanted to throw out a couple of names which you never spoke on publicly. Christine B, Tamara Green, the alleged party at the Manugan.
Oh, wow.
The question most people want to know, was there a party? One of the first things that people say, whether they even understand it, know anything about it.
This shit about to be good. Woo! I can't wait.
He stole money.
I'm gonna look right at this joint.
Yeah.
This was the thing that was most troubling to me. This whole idea of stealing money. I've never been charged with stealing any money. I've never been convicted of stealing any money. I've never been charged of misusing any public funds. I've never been convicted. I've never been charged of embezzlement. I've never been charged with that. So that was something started by y'all. But we couldn't see it because the media was working overtime to have you feel some type of way about me, because if they could separate me from y'all, they could kill me, and then they could kill y'all.
Hey, listen. Again, I'm watching this with y'all. Black Wolf 6399 says cap, y'all. What's cap? What's cap? Explica-me. Elaborate for your girl. Don't let me assume. Big M, what do you think so far? We're only like a minute in. He said they would do me and man everything we was talking about.
Yep. But I see.
Oh, what he's saying right now, Black Wolf? But yeah, I respect your opinion. We're gonna keep watching. I'm gonna keep listening. We only been listening. We've heard more from the dude than Kwame, with this little clips. But let's listen more. I'm gonna listen more before I make my decision. But I do know he's a liar. But I don't think. I don't think that he. I don't know. Let's find out.
This neighborhood business. Come on now, you know what we doing.
Lottie Motti, hold on. She says, what about the hardworking people of Detroit you betrayed, deceived, and hurt because they believed you had faith in you? Hey, mister, I didn't do no wrong. Amen. Again,
That part.
I was a shorty. And Big M was a supporter, and she told us how she felt. So,
And I was
how do you feel about him? How do you feel now, Big M, that you just heard that?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Man, it's some bull.
Fuck Detroit.
That's what he basically said in the.
That's what he said, but
basically in his actions when he left and he didn't want to pay that money, but you had this money.
And he still talk about the money. Why is it fuck Detroit? Fuck you, dog.
Because he took way more than that.
The only first thing we hear about is I was never charged with the money. The money. Man, like you said, say it again how you feel. Big M said, man. Again, this is crazy. This is crazy fucking work, y'all. This is crazy work. For him to even just, man, let's just keep listening. Lottie Motti says, fizzy facts. Factsianas. Fizzy facts. Oh, I'm sorry, Big M, that, that shit happened to you. You had to experience that, for real.
This neighborhood business. Y'all here every day with it, all day, every day. This neighborhood business. Where you at? What you doing?
And I just was off the hook.
Great, my good brother.
Kwame Kilpatrick, how you doing, man? You all right?
Bro? You all right?
Respect.
Man,
Much love.
Oh, much love.
How you feeling, man?
I'm good, brother.
Good.
I'm real good. Glad to be here.
Yeah, man. Glad to have you here, good brother.
The inaugural show. You kicking this joint off.
There we go, man. The right way.
All right, let's do it. Let's dive in this joint.
Let's get it. Yeah. So, man, look, elected mayor in 2002 at the age of 31, making you the youngest person ever to hold the office. Take us back to that time and what that was like, because, I remember how iconic, it was during that first run. I was still in high school, personally myself, and the young black boys all over the city. You were the first example of a black man with political power that we've ever seen. For those of us who missed the Coleman era, you know what I mean? Take us back to that time, man. Like, what was that like?
2001. I was the leader of the State House. I was the first African American and youngest person to ever had that position, and it just happened that Archer wasn't running. There was this major announcement, and this Archer's not seeking re-election, and I got called down to a couple of meetings. They like, it was the first time. You should run. I'm like, man, I'm too young. I'm telling them, man, ain't nobody gonna vote no young dude, man. Y'all tripping. And but when I got in it, it's something I always wanted to do since I was 10 years old, was be mayor of the city of Detroit. And so that was my lifelong dream. I didn't want to be president, governor. I just wanted to be the Detroit guy,
Yeah.
And so it was the energy was.
Well, that good old saying, y'all. Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get the shit. Oh, yeah, you're the guy. All right, motherfucker, you. You got your wish. Y'all be careful what you wish for, because you just might get the shit.
Was off the hook. The energy was off the hook. It was, like you said, young people in the streets, all in the neighborhoods. You can feel it all over.
I remember.
Yeah, and so that summer, You know, we was running against Gil Hill, you know, Inspector Todd.
You know, I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard to let this shit run, but I have to say this. I don't think you heard the interviewer was in high school. You see again how these people have to, the only way he can get a platform is he would never get a platform on, probably if Big M had a platform, would you give him one to speak on, Big M?
No, ma'am.
So that's what these older motherfuckers have to do, because they can't get in with the old people because they ain't having that bullshit.
We can see through the bull.
That part. So again, I just wanted to point that out. This boy, like, again, I was a shorty. I'm reacting and you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 30 now. But he's being interviewed by a kid or an adult now who didn't even vote for him or support him. It says a lot to me. What do you think? I mean, Big M said, hell no, I would never let him. I wouldn't give him a platform. And look at his demeanor. He's making me fucking cringe.
Yeah, and I can't think of the guy, the interviewer name, but he do a lot of good things in the city of Detroit.
I'm going to tell y'all in a minute. Hold on. Lottie Motti says, now he a pastor. Well, that profession got nothing good. Shout about these days, in my opinion. I'm with you. I'm with you, Lottie. There's no way. Why? Does he have like a church and people that actually like a congregation?
Mm-hmm. Everybody that gets in trouble, they come out of prison and they turn him down.
But it's like and this is the concerning part. Do y'all see the pattern of needing to be in control and have power and be the man? Because the pastor is the man in the church. Well, so they say.
You know, and so you know he was so popular, so it was a real young versus old election, and young people was everywhere. We had them bracelets, T-shirts, everything. So it was like a big movement in the city of Detroit. I liken it to how it was when Obama was running.
Yeah, and it was. I remember exactly how that felt, and it was just that. And I just remember the
interview said, you know, he was in high school. He remembers how it felt. Big M, how you feeling? Hearing what Patrick just said about it being a great movement.
I mean, it really was. I'm telling you, it was like he said, it was like young versus old. And it was like out with the old, in with the new. We about to come in, about to turn up. We about to, you know.
But it was fake though.
It was fake. It's like the biggest scam, you know, a Detroit scam.
Hey, that's why we're Scam City. It's this scam right here, motherfuckers. Y'all, you know, I get people try to scam me all the time. I tell them I'm from Detroit, Scam City. You cannot scam me even on Marketplace. It's so crazy. This scam, this is the biggest fucking scandalous, craziest shit. Oh hell yeah, I do. I stay in the garden. Yep, I got the munchies, y'all.
Me too.
overwhelming amount of support that you had during that time, and then just how good it felt in the city.
Yeah.
You know, when you were around, it was just a real good feel.
Yeah, people should know too. I won the demographic age groups. I won the age group between 18 and 35. Everybody thought that.
Yeah.
But I also won over 60.
Okay.
So it was like this. I lost everything in the middle. So from 59.
Big M, you come off mute?
Oh, it's by mistake.
Oh, I thought you wanted to say something. My bad.
To 36, I lost. but the older people in this city wanted to see something new. And I think that was a real positive thing for the city at that time.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. But before you was mayor, you were elected to the Michigan House of Representatives, 96, after your mother vacated her seat. You know, and mounted a successful run for Congress. You were also elected minority floor leader, right? To the Michigan Democratic Party from 98 to 2000. And you was also elected House Minority Leader in 2001 and became the first black man to hold that position. I know you come from a strong political background.
And look, y'all, he doesn't look like he's broke. He's he got the ring on. He's designer clothes. He don't look like he broke. He don't look like he hurting for money.
No, he keep doing a GoFundMe. He did a GoFundMe for when he had twins.
Oh, I know you fucking lying. I bet you he's stealing from the church too. I'm just saying. In my opinion, that plate that goes around, that's going in his pocket. Just my opinion.
Church take care of their pastor.
What'd you say?
The people in the church take care of their pastor.
Oh, we know. We know. Even if they don't want to.
Background with your mom, who was U.S. Representative from 97 to 2011, serving the 13th and 14th or 15th, excuse me, district. What was your inspiration, you know, to get into politics? Was it, you know, your mother? You know, was it something else? But what really like it inspired you, you know, to really go full force and really tackle that, you know, just politics in general, but most, you know, and particularly, you know, the mayor's seat?
It was definitely my mother at first, without question. You know, I was 8 years old when she ran the first time. I went to the House floor. I sat in there, man, and she let me push the green button to an attendant. I was done. I said, I got to work in this Capitol. This is gonna be, man, this is what I want to do. I was done, you know, for, you know, and going in the community. I used to love going to campaign with her, talk to people on the porch. And she exposed me to that. But the dream to be mayor started when I met Coleman Young.
Okay, tell us about that. Tell us about that.
Ooh-wee. Lottie Motti says, before he a mayor, he was grooming himself before Coleman. He got a GoFundMe or his Poxy boots on the ground, his fiance manager. Man. So his biggest inspiration was Coleman, who never did a day in jail. Man, that's crazy. The dude you looked up to, you became. And damn, I wonder how he feels about Coleman now. He just said it. He still looks up to him. That's crazy work.
He tried the same stuff Coleman did, but he didn't get away.
Why do you think Coleman got away with it and he didn't, Big M?
It was a lot of fear in people with Coleman. It was a lot of fear. He had a lot of power. He had a lot of power in the streets and everywhere. Coleman had a lot of power.
And, you know, we keep hearing him brag about it. He was the youngest. He was old. I just turned 33. I can't imagine, you know, again, and before we reacted, I said he wasn't doing, you know, he didn't have a lot of good mayor etiquette, you know, because he was young. I mean, just get it. We're young. He was young. We're still young in our 30s. Very young. I still got a lot of shit to learn. I'm 30 thrizzle. I got a lot to go.
He was still listening to rap music and stuff like that, bouncing and music bump. Yeah, he had an Escalade that made the paper.
And again, he was like, he couldn't, that you heard it, he thought he was a fucking pop star. He had more security than the president. Like, who the fuck did he think he was?
And those are all gang members, I do believe.
Man, this crazy work. And man, again, we're breaking down Coleman tomorrow, y'all. Yeah, again, we've had corruption after corruption after corruption. This is crazy work. This is Detroit, y'all.
I was at Fairbanks Elementary School, Detroit Public School, right there on John C. Lodge and Seward. It's closed now, but they had this contest, this Black Studies contest, where you get up on the stage. It was like spelling bee, and you just tell them, who invented this, and it's, who invented the straightening combs. You had to say it, who invented the stoplight. You had to say that, Gary Morgan. And I won. I won for my school, and I went to the regional competition. We had regions back then, Region 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I won the region, and all the regional leaders got to go meet Coleman Young at the Manugian Mansion.
Wow.
So my mother took us down there. They let each kid, I think I was in Region 4 or 5, I can't remember which one it was. We was in line according to our region. The person go in, they close it, go in. So when they open the door, it's Coleman Young standing right there at the Manugian. Wow. And I was like, what is Coleman Young? Because I used to watch the news like it was a movie.
Right.
They say, Coleman Young gonna be able to do it. I used to be sitting there like, boy, he'd be dropping them dimes, boy. And I went in there and he shook my hand. He said, hey, big fella, and he spoke to my mom because he knew my mom. And he said, hey, big fella, one day, you could be mayor. And I said, all right, okay. I shook his hand. Thanks, Coleman Young. Took a picture. I still got the picture of me, my mother, and Coleman Young. And I got in the car. I said, Ma, you heard him? She said, yeah, I heard him, baby. I said, no. Did you hear what he said? He said, one day you going to be mayor.
Right.
She said, that's what he said. I said, yeah, that's what he said. And from that day on, I was telling everybody, listen, when I grow up, I'm going to be mayor. I'm going to be mayor. They thought I was crazy, little chubby kid from Linwood. You okay, yeah, right. I'm going to be mayor of the city. Watch. 10 years old, I started saying that. I said it all the way through until I walked in that position one day.
Yeah. No, that's real, man. And, I know you said.
This just helps determine me, y'all. This applauded. This dude didn't earn. He didn't run for shit. He did not. They knew they were gonna do this for a minute. He picked, man, this is crazy work. That picture just fucked me up. Coleman told him, you gonna be mayor. And look he was mayor. How many of us, when I grew up, I was gonna be a rock star, y'all. I remember. I was gonna be a fucking rock star. I'm nothing close to a rock star. What about you, Big M? What were you gonna be when you were growing up?
I wanted to be a nurse.
Did you become a nurse?
No, I went into little the medical field, but due to my illness, I couldn't finish. So yeah. I can't hear you. You're on mute.
Thank you. I remember hearing an interview on George Floyd's uncle. George Floyd wrote a letter in 2nd grade. He wanted to be a judge, but he knew he would never be a judge. But he said he was going to change the world. He changed the world, all right. That's crazy. But he wanted to be a judge. But George Floyd, you changed the fucking world. You did. His speech in 2nd grade, his letter, his uncle, who advocates for him. It's true facts. Yep. It gave me goosebumps. You changed the world. May you rest in peace. Because Mr. Dan, whatever the fuck his name is trying to do some work and get his dumb ass up out of prison and shit. So, but that's crazy. That's the spirit, you know what I'm saying? He changed the world, but he didn't know it was going to be his life that changed it, So what I'm trying to say is, Kwame, you cheated. You didn't fucking, this story you're trying to portray is a lie. Don't do that. Don't do that shit, dog. You're a fraud. You're phony as fuck and you're a fraud.
Yeah. That was cold what Kwame did. The city went into bankruptcy after that, but I don't think Kwame stole all that money. I think it was more besides Kwame in there.
for facts, I 100% am there with you. I know for facts it wasn't just him. He probably got the littlest piece of the money. Because I do believe he was the fall guy. But that was the point. That was the point. It was the money. And and that's why he's so mad about the money. He's still bringing up the money. Because I bet you he only got a little piece. And he had to do time for that money. And he had to pay back $1 million of that money. He's mad.
Yeah, but I don't think it was all him.
No, I agree. No,
He get all his friends to flip on. I think all the people that flipped on him had a bigger agenda.
I feel like Kim Worthy got parts. His friends got parts. Again, I'm there with you. I'm there with you. Big M for
No,
sure.
Kim Worthy hated him at that point. She really hated him. She went after him like a scorned woman.
Woo! She did. Say it again, y'all. And you know what happens when she's scorned and mad at a black man? You know what she likes to do?
Yeah, she went to him as like a scorned woman or a baby mama that he moved, got a new family and making money, won't give you nothing. That's the kind of interest she gave.
Hey, they probably hit the booty do. Shit. They probably, but again, we all know what happens when scorned worthless gets to working. She'll you'll fuck around and find out.
So everybody in that era thought it was real personal how she went at him. It seemed like it was really personal.
And see, I was a shorty, and when I did my research, I got that vibe as well. Very personal in a sense. So personal, I think she would help the wife get rid of Strawberry and blame it on him.
Yep.
Woo! Shit!
And then the wife divorced him while he was in jail, probably took all the money he had left and whatever. Yeah. That's what
Corruption! Yeah, and again, justice for Strawberry because her unaliver is still unknown. And it's been over 10 years.
Yep.
Justice for her. They our fucking judicial system is out here unaliving people, y'all. Our prosecutor. That is fucking concerning.
Linwood, just talk a little bit about maybe some of your upbringing. I know you from Linwood. I know you went to Cass Tech. What was that like?
It was something. When first we lived on Lothrop, which was a 2-family flat right on the corner of Lothrop and LaSalle, 1 block off Linwood. Our church at that time was Shrine of the Black Madonna right on Hogarth and Linwood. So, and my grandfather lived on Carter. My aunts lived, everybody I knew lived between Linwood and Dexter, or 14th and Dexter, and the Boulevard and Claremont. So everybody I knew was in that area. So that's the area I was in. That's the area I got my bike took first. That's the area I got my first fight, the first time somebody shot at me. But it was also the first time people loved on me too. That was my community. That I didn't know about the city. When somebody took us, I remember my mother took us on a drive to 7 Mile and we went through Palmer Woods. I thought that was so far away. I thought, that this was like, man, I'm looking at them houses.
I wanted the word cuppa, as in cup of tea, I thought would be great to mix with hug. When I saw the domain was available, I was like I'm taking it, I'm trademarking.
Move that kind of money. Now, $84 million to Comerica is like me and you paying. Really turned this whole thing around. Comerica Bank, without any paper, having cartoons of people with gold teeth and chains and stuff, talking about this is how I married. I mean, it's stuff now that it wouldn't be accepted. But then it was just such a difference in how the typical politician looked versus how I care. Big 300-pound dude walking around with the big old suits on. It was different, and so I think that was something that hurt my opportunities to be able to connect with the press, not with business. I did good, with Roger Penske, Pete Carmano.
No, you young, dumb motherfucker, you look a fool, throwing shit on, snatching shit, what the fuck? This dude is crazy.
Jim Nicholson, John Ricotta, Dan Gilbert. I went out and recruited Dan Gilbert. And, I didn't want him to take over everything, but I wanted him to be a part of what was going on. But Dan went out. I would show up in Cleveland at the games and everything. He said, "Well, you working?" So we got him. We brought him in 2006. He became a part of the business community here. So that was the second term, and that was the first big thing that we did. Comerica Bank, they decided to move out of the city of Detroit, which is, I think, the major issue that happened that really turned this whole thing around. Comerica Bank, without any notice, called the governor first. They called me about 5 minutes later after they got off the phone with her and said, "We're leaving tomorrow."
Yeah, and this is something I definitely want you to touch on because I feel like this is an important breaking point, you know what I mean? And then what you did leading up to that, I think the people should have an understanding of how this whole thing transpired. So I'm glad you kind of touched on the Comerica. I do want you to further, expunge on that.
Yeah, because that was a major issue that people don't see, but it was big. The Comerica used to be Manufacturers Bank, so it's been the city's bank for more than 100 years. We gave them all of our banking business. The city of Detroit banked with Comerica exclusively, and Comerica.
Hold on now, y'all. He dropping gems. I always wondered why every fucking state had a Comerica. Why don't we? Wow. This motherfucker dropping gems. You never could shut up, dude. You need to just shut up. Wow. That's why. Because I remember when I used to come visit my aunt, there was a Comerica here, but the motherfucker gone now. There is not a Comerica bank. There is one in every, I've been to 33 states. Every one of those have a Comerica bank.
It's a Comerica out here.
Where?
Out in.
Oh, out in Oakland, County. Yeah, Oakland County.
Yeah. It's not in Detroit.
Right, it's not in Detroit. Yeah, that's what yeah. Dang. Crazy work. They said, man, but again, it's kind of a ride out there. I'm going to just say that.
It is. It's a Comerica right there on.
My sister lives out there. It'll take me 40 minutes to get out there.
Yeah.
It's a ride. So, Detroit, you will not see a Comerica anywhere around Detroit. Like, you're going to have to take a good ride. That's crazy. I didn't know. That's crazy. The bank said, Big M, the bank said, "Fuck this. Y'all ain't about to take us down."
They kept robbing them. They kept robbing them.
That's fucking nuts, y'all. Again, that was a gem for me.
When I got in my second term, I understood the job a lot better. I understood the inner workings of it, the finances of it. I asked a lot of questions. I understood bonding.
AKA, he knew how to do a scam better. He was like, all right, now I know what I'm doing now. AKA, that's what he's saying. AKA, be a bigger fraud, a better fraud, and a bigger liar.
I understood debt management. I understood contracting. And I think most people don't understand the body politic. They understand political campaigns, but they don't understand the job. And they don't understand what a resource and an economic resource the city of Detroit is to drive the economy in Detroit. Most of our family members and parents, you're talking about the water department and public works and the recreation, and they retired, built neighborhoods. They live on Finkel.
That's right.
They live on 7 Mile, 6 Mile. Them people that took care of their loans and all that, the people that told you to get off their.
And Finkel and McNichols, in a horrible area. Horrible. So I'm confused. That's just, again, point, like, how can that area be fucking horrible if all them people came up out of there? You can't even get like this. I swear is trying to do a thing. Again, a lot of people. We have a law in Michigan. It's called squatters law. Okay, you go in one of them bandos, you can claim it, but you got to pay all the back taxes. You probably gonna have to do a lot of work to the bitch. But there's some. You might get lucky. You got a lot of rug heads that are, are running electric cords to the neighbor's house that has power, and they're living in there, in their bandos. But I swear is flipping them, and he's from 6 Mile. He makes them nice, but now we have the issue where who wants to live in that community? I'm so confused. Like, they fucked Detroit bad. They fucked the city up. That's crazy work. That's what happens with corruption, y'all. For years and years and years. Years. And don't forget, Detroit used to be the capital of Michigan. Now it's good old Lansing. Don't forget that fact. I don't blame them. I don't blame them.
Whereas they work for the city.
That's
and
right.
so it was an engine for people in our community to take care of and have block clubs, neighborhood. I understand how important the city is to the economic engine of the entrepreneurial community. Who knocking down your houses now? Everybody, oh, Bobby Ferguson. Well, who knocking down? They ain't out there.
Yeah.
You had 13 black contractors when they did the program. You got 2 now.
Yeah.
And one of those is going away because they just proved that he's not a minority contractor. So it's, for me, all of the stuff I'm about to talk about is all ties back to the economy of the city of Detroit and moving dollars throughout the community here. But I can say this, Comerica, they called and said, we're leaving Detroit. I'd already had an issue with how much fees they were charging the city of Detroit. They've been keeping our money exclusively. So what I did is said, hey, let's go out and see, let's do an RFP and figure out who should be our bank. If they're not our hometown bank and they're not giving us the right fee structure, let's go see. Boy, look here. You would have thought I said, let's go cut off the right arm of everybody at Comerica. right. It was terrible. And, it was like a open rebellion. And, some of the editors from the papers and the news media were on their board. You had influential people on that board. And at the end of a whole process where banks came in to interview, and they didn't put their best foot forward because they didn't expect us to change our bank, but other banks came in, and we did. We changed our bank. And we partnered a bank with our black bank at that time, which was First Independence, Don Davis. And one day, Don Davis got an $84 million deposit into his bank from the city. Man, listen, that was the single largest deposit in a black bank that we've ever seen in this country at that time. And that man helped us do more parks. He helped us do neighborhood.
Are you fucking serious, dude? I'm confused. How come he didn't do no time? He's a dirty player. Like, it's pissing me off because now we're seeing who destroyed the city of Detroit. They destroyed Detroit. And only Patrick did time for it, y'all. Again, he looks pretty well dressed in that he's bling-blinging with that ring. And a lot of people say, don't like him. Is he still in Detroit, Big M?
No.
I know that's a fuck right. I knew he. I didn't think so.
I forgot where he moved to because he got remarried and got out of prison. Him and his wife moved somewhere else. His new wife.
Yeah, that's the story. He would have never been able to show his face in the city of Detroit. Fuck no.
A lot of people dealt with him because he like I said, he hired most of his friends. Even though they turned on him in the end and they testified against them, but he was hired most of his peoples.
Are they still friends?
I doubt it. You turn on me.
But this is America. You know how it goes. Well, real quick, we're gonna see again. I'm gonna drop this link because I gotta come back later, and you know I started late today. But we gonna watch one more video. This is some deep ass shit, y'all. We could go for hours on this. Deep, crazy work. I wonder how good our first black woman, who was just elected on November 4th, is gonna do for the city of Detroit. I'm rooting for you. Does anybody know if she's a Republican or a Democrat?
I think she's a Democrat, but I don't know. She might. I hope she do good. But
Me too. I'm rooting. I'm rooting. But she just joined that table. Woo-wee. I'm praying for her.
Feeling like he was gonna be not a good.
What'd you say?
When she was right up against Pastor Caroline.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. I only vote on matters that, you know, I feel like again, I'm not even gonna talk about it, but if we were picking between again, I'm just glad that I'm gonna say this, I'm glad the pastor didn't win. But we gonna see what she gonna do.
Me too.
I'll take anyone, any male but a pastor. I'm gonna just say that. We do not need, you're not supposed to mix the church with politics. That's when we're gonna have a hell of a storm if you do go. Thank the Lord he did not win.
Neighborhood stuff. He started small business and did microloans. A lot of the work that we did in Livernois, Livernois 7 Mile, and all these different things that people are talking about now. 7 Mile, Livernois, Chalmers and Jefferson. A lot of these corridors that you see growing up, that started then. Yeah. And, you know, it was a great.
I know that Livernois' exit was shut down for X. Like, so you're telling me that project started way back then? Because they've been working on this shit where he's talking about. I'm confused as fuck.
Yes, ma'am. It started way back then. He started implementing the plans and getting the stuff.
It's been 20 years.
A lot of stuff he implemented, he had in the works that he talked about doing is now done.
Wow. You know, the one thing I hate about summertime and when they can work on the roads, it's fucking horrible anywhere you go.
Yes.
It's fucking horrible. It one lane, man, the bridges they're building and shit. Like, what the fuck? You're kidding me. Wow. You learn something new every day, y'all.
It's ridiculous.
Wow. Because everyone says it. I swear to you, that motherfucking 75 and 94 have been under construction for years. Years. Them bitches are always under construction.
Great thing for the city, but the powers that be were upset with me. How dare he move that kind of money? Now, $84 million to Comerica is like me and you paying $10. Yeah. It's not big. Yeah. So it's the principle. Yeah. And after that, articles changed. You know, you got all navigators and all kind of. It was the cartoons and all kind of stuff started, and it was really, really crazy. Channel 7 picked up Steve Wilson at that time, who was assigned to me. ML was assigned to me. And, you know, I got one of my friends, she went to FAMU. She was over there at Channel 4. She came to me and said, you know, listen, you're going to be on the news every day. She was like, you know, they watching everything. They had private investigators to follow us. They did all kind of stuff. But that's when it just kind of turned trash.
If you have SNAP or Medicaid, you may qualify for a free iPhone or Samsung, plus
Church would mention shortly after 999 and 22. Know who killed Tamara Green?
Imagine that industry.
His wife and the current Attorney General in Michigan, Mike Cox, who's now running for governor.
For years, it's been rumored there was a wild party at the mayor's mansion that several high-profile people attended.
My mom was a very popular stripper in the early 2000s, and
Listen here. Okay, the FBI came to Detroit this year for Worthless's bitch ass dealing with Diddy. Dude got locked up and is suing the city. You can't fucking tell me that party didn't happen. It happened. Diddy was probably there too.
That part.
Thank you, Big M. Woo! We got crazy work going on in Detroit, y'all. Woo-wee. Let's run the clip. This is Green's daughter. Strawberry was her stripper name. Let's listen to the clip. Wow. You can't tell me or Big M, we are here in the Detroit. That party didn't happen. We know it happened. If there's anyone in the bushes from Detroit or my replay gang, let me know what you think about the party. Did it happen or did it not? And I know Diddy's bitch ass was there with the baby oil and everything. Worthless was in there shaking ass, probably on her knees. Hell yeah, that party happened. You crazy as hell to think not.
And as you can imagine, that industry, you meet a lot of powerful, rich, famous people. My mom ended up having an affair with the mayor of the city, who was married at the time. So, yeah. Things got messy, and the mayor of Detroit's wife actually assaulted my mother. Instead of paying my mother hush money, the mayor decided to pay off cops in the city to murder my mother.
Lawyers for the city of Detroit say they know who.
No, baby girl, it was Kim Worthless and his wife. This crazy. This is her daughter, y'all. This woman, Worthy protected this woman when she assaulted. But they couldn't find no evidence. They said this party didn't even fucking happen. Worthy, you're up out of there. You're on. I hope to, man, I pray this bitch gets up out of here and goes to jail. She needs to go to jail. Detroit, we got man.
Killed Tamara Green, the exotic dancer who reportedly danced at a rumored party at the Manugian Mansion in 2002. But they say they cannot have her suspected killer identified publicly because it may compromise the investigation and jeopardize the safety of an informant.
So who was exotic dancer Tamara Green?
Bitch, bye. But you can come out and tell the world you have all this evidence on someone you know in fact, but you got to keep this person quiet because it could do something to the case. By golly, this has Kim Worthy written all the fuck over it. Dirty dog.
Yep.
Talking to among the friends, associates, and employees of then Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick. And why are numbers with the city's prefix 999 or 220 so often found in Green's cell phone records?
Tammy Green's telephone bill is replete with phone calls to and from 999 and 220. Now, we know that 999 and 220 are the exchanges used by the City of Detroit employees.
I want people to understand that I would never disrespect my God, my wife, or my children.
As the scandal swirled, Kilpatrick fled to Washington, where he adamantly told us in an exclusive interview,
I don't whore around on my wife, and I don't have wicked nude parties at my house.
Well, it is the unsolved murder mired in the scandal surrounding ex-Detroit Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick.
Tamara Green was a stripper, rumored to have been at that mythical but never proven party at the Manugian Mansion shortly after she was killed.
you love to travel, how about making money? I have an opportunity for you that you're gonna love.
Tamara Green was born on May 11th, 1976 in Detroit, Michigan. To her mother, Brenda Green, her father was never in the picture, and growing up on the east side of Detroit was hard on Tamara and her siblings. Her mom worked multiple jobs in order to provide for her kids, but it just wasn't enough, and everyday basic living was a struggle. Growing up, she attended a local church pastored by Ken Hampton, the leader of Grace Bible Chapel. He tried his best to play the role of a father figure to Tamara and her siblings. He described their living conditions as dirt poor and spoke about how him and other members of the church would often have to take food and other supplies to their home. He said that he would have conversations with Tamara and she would tell him how she couldn't wait to grow up so she could finally get some money and never have to live in.
Now, if you were paying attention to that video, that's still what Detroit looks like. All that fucking trash, all them boarded up houses, and this was in 2002. It's 5 days from 2026. 24 years. No change. That's how it looks still. Worse, if you ask me.
Poverty again.
She came up in poverty. They were dirt poor. I mean, there were times when they didn't have food to eat. We had to bring them food, and the father was not there. And she swore that she would never, if she had an opportunity, live like she was raised, if she just stays on that straight and narrow course. No one could have dreamed that things would have made the turns that they did.
She attended Martin Luther King Senior High School, but at 16 years old, she would become a teenage mom, giving birth to her first child, Jonathan. Despite becoming a mother at such a young age, she still graduated from high school in 1994. A year later, she gave birth to her second child, a girl named Ashley. Tamara chased her dream of being in the medical field and started to attend nursing school. But until she graduated and her career took off, she was in desperate need of cash. And Tamara had an idea of exactly what she could do to bring in money to help support her family. She would use her God-given beauty in order to obtain all of the worldly material items that she dreamed of as a little girl growing up on the east side of Detroit in poverty. According to the father of her daughter, a man named T. Jackson, he stated that he seen the change in Tamara. She started running with high-profile drug dealers in Detroit, living life in the fast lane, chasing fast money. Hanging with the local dope boys, Tamara spent a lot of time in strip clubs. She seen the dancers get into the bag and knew that it could be easy money for her. And that's when she decided to take up a career as an exotic dancer. Tamara's mom let her know that she didn't agree with her decision to become a stripper. She knew how dangerous that lifestyle could potentially be. Even if Tamara just viewed it as dancing for money, her mother knew that she could very well be dancing for the devil.
Tamara's mama, you ain't lying. And you can only dance with the devil so long. May she rest in peace. I hope she gets justice.
I got to know her through one of the bouncers who was in charge of security at the job. He was, like many other people, actually somewhat of a fan of Tamara. We worked together at a entertainment bar called 007, which was on the east side of Detroit. It was a topless bar. The brief time that I encountered her, she was a very humble, professional person, considering the type of work or the line of work that we were in at that time. She was like strictly business. Very classy when she danced. She wasn't there for the whole shift. She just came in like for a few hours to see a few of her customers, people who requested her, and she never hung around the bar afterwards. It was like she professionally did her dances, and then before the end of the evening, she was already gone.
At that time, she just wanted to be a nurse. Going to school to get the prerequisites in for nursing, and trying to work part-time at different places along that line to try to make a better life. At some point, she recognized that her assets, visual assets, could be a potential tool to help her out of circumstances. And she progressed into, dancing and doing other things on that line, and started making a lot of money doing that. She started having a taste for hanging with guys who were the street element. She dated drug dealers. A lot of those guys, pick her up from my place. I remember it stopped being drug dealers more towards the officials or whatever like that, because I could see through the tint of the car. The guys had suits on. You start thinking about, who was this guy? Who was that guy?
Now, even in 2002, what drug dealer y'all know wear a suit? I'll wait.
I ain't know that.
What'd you say, Big M?
No, I know nan they wear a suit, and
maybe back in the 90s, or maybe Pablo Escobar and John Wayne Gotti, gangster ass shit. He wore a suit, but that was back in the day.
Well, probably the pimps, but that was like back in the day. They stopped wearing those suits now.
Oh no, the pimps now just got out of prison. They pimping. They big pimping. They don't wear suits. So that right there, y'all. We're from Detroit. What drug dealer wearing a suit? No, it was politicians, bitches.
Definitely politicians, lawyers.
It was the big wigs, yeah. Nah, it was. That's where they fucked up. You can't say the drug dealers was wearing suits. Not in the day.
Maybe some Timbs, but not no suits.
Hey, that part. Say it again.
They wear some Timbs with a white beater and some shorts in the minute.
Hey, but not no motherfucking suit and tie. Woo! That says it all for me right there.
Not even the court. That's they going for murder.
Again and again, I think this was really jealousy. Oh, girl didn't want to be with Patrick, I don't think. She just was working. And I think old girl was jealous. I think Patrick kind of liked her, But what do you think, Big M?
Yeah, well, I think the wife got mad because she came home and saw her. She's a beautiful woman. And saw her dancing on her husband, knew she had an affair with her husband. And tried to kill. Probably caught him in the bed. I wouldn't put it back.
But I don't think she was like, oh my God, I want to be with him. She was working. This woman literally didn't, she was overjealous. She was jealous.
Yes.
I want everyone to understand that it was just, she did not want to be with this man. They weren't like carrying on an affair, a love triangle. No. Nope. None of that. Okay? I just want everyone to know that.
To city officials. Yeah.
By the year 2000, Tamara was knee-deep in the stripping business. She chose the stage name Strawberry and became one of the most popular and highly requested strippers in all of Detroit. Tamara worked at a club called All Stars on 8 Mile. She also worked at a club right off of 7 Mile too. She would do private parties and other events, making thousands of dollars in a night. But as her reputation continued to grow in the adult entertainment business in Detroit, Tamara's clientele started to change as well. It went from local drug dealers to men in suits, city officials, and politicians. Although Tamara did have a boyfriend, a local drug dealer named Eric Big E Mitchell, who had no problem with her career as a stripper and would often accompany her when she went to go dance. It's been alleged that one of Tamara's most prominent clients was the Attorney General of the state of Michigan and also running for governor, a politician named Mike Cox. It's said that he was the one who introduced her to a man that would change her life forever, a young up-and-coming politician in the city of Detroit named Kwame Kilpatrick. Both of his parents were highly influential politicians in the city of Detroit and in the state of Michigan. His father, Bernard Kilpatrick, was the head of the Wayne County Commission and would later start his own consulting firm called Maestro. He had a lot of political power in Detroit and was a gatekeeper when it came to who did and who didn't receive city contracts for construction. And his mother, Carolyn Kilpatrick, served on the United States House of Representatives for the state of Michigan. Kwame attended Cass Tech High School in Detroit, and he would go on to attend Florida A&M University, where he pledged Alpha and got his degree in political science. Just a few years after graduating, Kwame was already rising up the political ranks in Detroit, becoming a member of the Michigan House of Representatives 9th District after his mother Carolyn vacated the seat so she could run for Congress, putting her son in prime position for political success. And by 2001, Kwame was a candidate to become the mayor of Detroit. He was going up against a very popular politician and former police officer named Gil Hill, known for playing the role of Inspector Todd in the 1980s Eddie Murphy film Beverly Hills Cop. On New Year's Day of 2002, Kwame Kilpatrick was officially sworn in as mayor, making history in the city, along with impassioned speeches that he would give to the residents of Detroit, vowing that the struggling city would rise once again with him as mayor. There was a point in time when Kwame Kilpatrick had the same political trajectory as a young Barack Obama for kids. So,
don't you wish you could make...
Again, he said he was going to make change, and what? He ruined our city. Their whole family did. They ruined Detroit. Coleman, they ruined Detroit. Wow. And I know his ass don't live here. You better take your ass up out of Detroit. What? And again, he was born with the silver spoon. He never earned that spot. He never ran for mayor. He was given it. Crazy work.
Make the stress of hosting a webinar magically disappear? With Wistia,
they would never have to go through what she did growing up. She was in the process of opening up her own boutique dedicated to exotic dancer attire. She also continued to make money off her reputation as a popular stripper in the city, and she continued to do private parties, often accompanied by her boyfriend Eric Big E Mitchell. In early April of 2003, Tamara was scheduled to work a party in Southfield, Michigan, a suburb of Detroit, and it was being held at a Residence Inn hotel. She was accompanied by her boyfriend Eric Big E Mitchell. It was a party full of hustlers and big-time drug dealers from all over the city. Everything was going well early on, but by the end of the night, it would take a dark turn when a man who attended the party attempted to sleep with Tamara. He was described as very short at only 5 feet tall, but when Tamara refused his advances, he began to viciously.
They just described Diddy, y'all. This is crazy work. They said the mysterious fucking mythical mansion party. Get the fuck out of here.
Attacker. Tamara's boyfriend Eric Mitchell had to come to her rescue, beating up her attacker and causing so much of a disturbance that the Southfield police were called. But it seems like no one was arrested in result of the incident, and no police report was ever filed. It was a scary time for Tamara. It seemed like everywhere she turned, danger followed. On April 16th of 2003, Her ex-boyfriend Ernest Flagg recalled a story of Tamara banging at his door in the middle of the night. She was shivering with fear and told him that she was just being followed by a mysterious van, and when she noticed it turned into a chase, that she was luckily able to escape. She started to regret her decision of exposing the high-power politicians that she was involved with, because now she had this inescapable feeling that she was running out of time. Tamara confided in her mother about everything that she had been going through, the constant nightmares, the dark cloud that had been cast over her life, and the eerie feeling that she just couldn't escape. And unfortunately, her premonitions would be proven correct, because in the early morning hours of April 30th, 2003, Tamara would be leaving the club from a night of dancing at work. She was accompanied by her boyfriend, Eric Big E Mitchell. She gave him a ride to his house near the Roselawn area in West Outer Drive. When Tamara arrived at the house, she pulled up to a curb in the front. Her and Eric Mitchell started to have a conversation. His seat was reclined all the way back. Big E noticed a suspicious vehicle approaching in the driver's side window, and it looked like whoever was driving the vehicle had a gun. Sensing that something was about to go down, Big E opened his passenger door and began to try to make an escape, but he failed to alert Tamara of the impending danger coming their way. By the time she realized what was going on, she was in the middle of a hail of gunfire. Tamara was shot 3 times, and Eric was hit 5, although he still managed to make it to a neighbor's house to tell them to call the police. He would ultimately survive his injuries, but Tamara wouldn't be so lucky and was pronounced dead at the scene. Eric Mitchell was well known, and Tamara was extremely popular. Rumors began to spread in the city of Detroit about who could have carried out the vicious attack, but it would soon be obvious who was responsible for Tamara's death, because when the neighbors spoke to law enforcement, they told them that when Eric Mitchell knocked on their door, he kept saying that Little D did it, a local drug dealer in Detroit who had an ongoing beef with Eric Mitchell. They had been gunning for each other for a while, and the beef was well known. And finally, Direct King got the drop on him, but he didn't kill his target. He killed an innocent woman, Tamara Green. But it was obviously an open and shut case, another tale of a Detroit street beef turned deadly. The lead homicide detective on the case would be a man named Mike Carlisle, and he said that he knew exactly what happened to Tamara Green. She was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. According to police reports, on the night that Eric Mitchell was shot and knocked on the neighbor's door for help, he allegedly said that Little D just shot me. He was very familiar with Direct King and said that all the evidence pointed directly to him. They also had an informant named Tommy Lee Hodge, who served time with Direct King in jail, and said during their lockup, he admitted to him that he was the shooter in the Tamara Green case. The vehicle used in the murder, a white Chevy Trailblazer, is also identical to the same vehicle that Direct King's girlfriend had during the time, who allegedly told them that the incident Tamara Green had 2 weeks before her death at the Residence Inn Hotel wasn't just some unsatisfied customer. It was Direct King, Little D. He was the short man described as having an altercation with Eric Mitchell. It said that he showed up to the hotel unexpectedly and confronted the couple, and an altercation ensued. And according to Detroit Police Department homicide detectives, they interviewed Tamara Green's grandmother, who allegedly told them that it was Direct King who attacked Tamara 2 weeks prior to her death. But despite having what they said to be overwhelming evidence against Direct King, something strange was
We're on pause. Do y'all see that? Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy. I bet she was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Worthy, you're going to hell. You know that, right? And that's not me judging. Just by what the book says, you're going to hell, bitch.
Yeah, like she covered up this murder for him, and he didn't pick her in the end. You found out about Christine Beatty, and so why she went for him that hard. Cause she went like a scorned woman. She went for him like a scorned woman.
She's out of fucking control. She's out of control. Over some DICK. Dirty bitch. I'm glad she don't got no kids. Bitch. I'm so glad that bitch has no kids. I hope you fucking hear me, and I hope you watch me. I don't give a fuck. I'm glad you don't got no kids. This is horrible. This is horrible, y'all. This bitch is horrible. It's on paper that she fucking tampers with fucking grape kits. Man, over 15 men have gotten $1 million lawsuits because this bitch used her power and did what the fuck she wanted. And she's still in office. My gears are grinded so hard. I don't understand Big M. Are you pissed off? Like, I mean, that's why I get out. Never mind.
Heck yeah, it's like she get away with so much stuff. Hope they get prosecute her real soon.
Man, I'll be at every hearing if she ever gets prosecuted. I'll be at every fucking one. Early.
I'll be there with bills on.
Dog. Fucking A. I will be like, man, I'll be at every one.
What happened in the case, he would never be charged in the death of Tamara Green, although lead homicide detective Mike Carlisle maintains that he is the one who committed the crime. He did end up sending Direct King to
She is so fucking dirty. Dirty. Wow. This shit's crazy. I'm glad we did this demonstration for real, y'all. I'm glad. This one is deep for me and for the D. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. We're doing Coleman tomorrow. Ooh. I don't know if we can handle two. I don't know if I can handle 2 in a row, but we gonna have to. Cause
man, Coleman. I met him when I was younger.
Oh, you did? How did he do back to back? How many years was he in office?
He was there for some years.
So, and another thing, I don't know if y'all remember Rick Snyder, that dirty motherfucker. And the Flint water, that I feel like, again, all this mayhem's coming from the water, y'all. Cause it wasn't just in Flint. What did they do? Like cut off square? I don't know how it works. But that's the problem. They poisoned Michigan, y'all. In my opinion.
Oh, that Flint water, that was
Snyder.
He didn't want to help them.
He was dirty. He was dirty as fuck. But he was overseas, living his best life, getting his DIC wet. You know what I'm saying? Not giving a fuck, spending all hard-earned Michigan. Because it was Michigan. He was the governor of Michigan. Not a city. Michigan. So everybody in Michigan paid for that shit. That, guess what? Flint still does not have running water. And it's been 10 years. And Snyder is just doing his thing. Still getting his DICK wet. Not just living his best life. You know what, man, it's crazy work. But you know where he's going? He's going to hell too. So, it's cool. Enjoy it. Your feet, kick up your feet, relax, brother. Because you're going somewhere that we're not going.
prison for decades, but it was on a different case for attempted murder. But in Little D's opinion, Mike Carlisle is a dirty cop who got him sent away on bogus charges. He says that he's being used as a pawn in a much bigger conspiracy inside of a much more wicked gang. To prove his innocence, he would take a lie detector test, and there was no deception detected. He passed with flying colors.
How do you take 20,000 children in the middle of New York City without anybody seeing?
You say that you had nothing to do with her death.
Exactly. I took lie detector tests. The victim said I didn't do it. I mean, what else could you ask for?
The victim said you didn't do it.
Yeah.
It is the survivor.
Yeah.
Indeed, the survivor was Eric Mitchell, who was shot 5 times, while the driver, Tamara Green, was shot 3 times. She was behind the wheel, closest to the street and the drive-by vehicle. Carlisle says just how many times bullets struck the victims could be an indication that the shooter was after Mitchell and that Green was simply in the line of fire. According to police, Mitchell is King's former partner in the drug business. Are you surprised that they named you publicly, but they haven't come to you with charges?
Yeah, of course. That's That's crazy. It done tore my life to pieces with that. My family, kids, everything.
King is now serving 14 to 25 years in state prison for attempted murder and other charges not related to the Green case. But for several reasons, Carlisle believes he should be charged in Green's murder. Among the elements of an arrest warrant, the white SUV that was the drive-by vehicle that night.
Little D's wife was in possession of a white Lincoln Navigator. That she affirmed in the statement also. All right, that by itself doesn't mean a lot.
But it's one item on a list of circumstantial evidence. The fact that King is left-handed, as was the shooter, according to witnesses. The fact that officers, first at the scene, said Mitchell told them Little D was the person that he was having problems with. And then there's the statement made by a big-time drug kingpin named Tommy Hodges, who claims Little D admitted to him he was responsible for the drive-by.
And Tommy Hodges gave me a statement about Little D approaching him and told him what had occurred that night. Now, one of the things Tommy Hodges...
I got Tommy Hodges' name written down for Detroit, and I'm gonna go look at the public records, but they probably have it hidden. But did he tell you this from prison, or did you talk on the phone with him, sir? This fucking guy, Tommy Hodges. That, all drug dealers in the D go by a nickname, right? They'll never go by their government. But Tommy Hodges, the drug dealer. Get the fuck out of here. I'm screaming. Tommy Hodges, the drug dealer, y'all. In the D. Fucking hilarious.
Asked Little D was, well, what about the old girl? And the only thing Little D told him, she was in the way.
Everything that Carlisle ever did pertaining to me is a dead end, and it's made up everything. If you look at the statements, you look at the evidence, Carlisle is just a crooked cop.
In my opinion, Carlisle sounds like Worthless's dirty little secret, because she wants, everybody she wants turns her down, but it's given. Yeah. This is some sick shit. Just my opinion, though. Just my opinion. Mr. Carlisle. Yeah. You. Perfect match.
Hopefully it'll come out in the future.
Did you guys get into a fight before she died? Because I also heard that.
No, not an actual fight, no.
No? Did you get into an argument?
Yeah.
About her dancing at a party?
Well, something like that.
Did you guys have beef when she died, or had it been settled by then?
No, we have never had any beef.
Did you think she was a nice person, or she was a tough lady, or what was she to you?
She definitely was a nice person.
The city of Detroit is supposed to help people instead of hinder them.
Andy says the city's story doesn't add up. The city claims Derek King was the killer, that Tammy was an accidental victim of a drug hit intended to kill the passenger in her car. Jonathan Bond says his mom was the target.
My mother took 3 shots, okay? 3 perfect shots, okay? While the car was moving, okay? Now, these type of shots, it was impossible to be accidental.
And listen to this. Police went to Derek King. He denied it. Police said, then take a lie detector test. King said, no problem. He took the polygraph and passed it with flying colors.
That guy did not kill my mom. That guy hasn't been prosecuted. He hasn't been charged with anything. He took a lie detector, passed it. This guy told the truth, so he has nothing to do with my mother at all.
Probably right.
Yeah, and somehow, as the car came up, her boyfriend at the time, Eric Mitchell, knew something. When he saw that vehicle, he knew something bad was about to happen.
Yeah.
So he dove into the wheel well of the car, and she sort of just turned to look. didn't know what was going on, obviously, and she was shot in the face, or in the side of the, side of the neck, because she was on this side. And the boyfriend was shot. I think he got hit in the leg. He had non-life-threatening injuries.
Right.
But she was hit because she was looking. She was like right here. She turned. She was hit in the side of the neck.
Yep, trivia. On your TVs, right where the action is. Your guests just whip out their phones, tap the free app, and boom, there.
Despite the narrative of Derek King being the shooter, the case officially remained open, which means it still needed to be solved. That responsibility would go to Homicide Sergeant Mary Ann Stevenson. She worked closely with her supervisor, Lieutenant Billy Jackson, who was in charge of the Squad 8 Homicide Unit, uncovering new evidence, as well as taking the spotlight off of Derek King, pointing towards something much more nefarious behind the death of Tamara Green. But it seemed like the more she would report progress to her superiors, the more agitated they became. Sergeant Stevenson stated that she checked the homicide file that was going to be turned in on the Tamara Green case, and she noticed that it was missing important information and evidence. Like the videotape that Tamara Green's family turned in to her from the funeral. It showed members of Mayor Kilpatrick's Executive Protection Unit, as well as officers of
and the prosecutor is Kim Worthy, so that all went to her.
That part.
Wow. Wow. She's got some power, y'all.
Of the Detroit Police Department. They were all in attendance, even though when they were interviewed, they stated that they had no idea who Tamara Green was. Sergeant Stevenson said when she brought this to the attention of her superiors, the very next day she was reassigned to a new unit. They sent her to Precinct 9, a place known for where they send officers who've fallen out of favor. Her supervisor, Lieutenant Jackson, would also be relieved of his duties and sent to a different precinct. The Squad 8 Homicide Unit would be taken over by a man named Lieutenant Alvin Bowman, who would play a pivotal role in the Tamara Green case. He took over command of the unit in late 2003, but he would barely last 90 days. Lieutenant Bowman was just as passionate about solving the Tamara Green case as Sergeant Stevenson was previously. They sent her to Precinct 9, a place known for where they send officers.
Hold on. Y'all, this man right here, he is in Southfield. He is the chief of police. Wow.
Yes, he is.
Oh my God. I'm getting the fuck up out of this city. You crazy as hell. This is crazy. Wow. I also know somebody, allegedly this is her cousin. And I was getting in trouble by him and shit. I knew she got that picture off Google. You dumbass.
The unit in late 2003, but he would barely last 90 days. Lieutenant Bowman was just as passionate about solving the Tamara Green case as Sergeant Stevenson was previously. But it didn't take long for him to start to get the feeling that people in power didn't want the case to be actually solved. They really just wanted it to go away. Despite the subtle reminders from his superiors not to take the case too far, Lieutenant Bowman would continue to push forward, uncovering new information on the death of Tamara Green. The local news covered the story almost daily. It got so much attention that the Michigan State Police got involved to provide more resources to the investigation. Lieutenant Bowman wanted to meet with them so they could exchange information and he can show them the evidence that he already accumulated. On March 9th, 2004, he had a meeting with the Michigan State Police. The commander of his unit was present as well. He was one of the people who didn't approve of Lieutenant Bowman's aggressive tactics in the Tamara Green case. Lieutenant Bowman informed the Michigan State Police that he had credible information that the Manoogian Mansion party did in fact happen. Not only that, there was another stripper who danced at the party and had similar circumstances to Tamara Green, but she ended up being murdered down in Georgia in a similar fashion, and he didn't.
crazy work. I can't believe this shit. And then again, I'm gonna remind the people, the FBI did come to Detroit this year, but it had to do with Worthy and Diddy. I hope to goodness that I see this bitch being in orange. I swear, this bitch, she gotta go to jail. How can she not? What the fuck? I'm blown.
They see her in blue, green, whatever color it is.
Yeah, that part. Blue, green, whatever the color is. Orange. I don't give a fuck. I want this. I can't. This bitch needs to be. Ooh, what? This is crazy work for real. And it's given that it's like these cases that are like we don't know why they're not solved. It's because they did it. The people prosecuting, they did it. Or they're trying to cover something up.
No, it's what you can prove. It's not what you know. It's what you can prove.
Man, they're dirty. They're dirty. Both dancers do not have their life, y'all. Woo! Wow. At a Detroit mansion party that they swore up and down never fucking happened.
Well, it was rumored to have, it was always a part of the Manuvian mansion.
Man, this is fucking diabolical, bro.
Think it was a coincidence. He allegedly showed them evidence of Tamara Green's murder being an orchestrated hit, not a street beef gone wrong. Lieutenant Bowman showed them cell phone records that showed dozens of text messages being sent between Kwame Kilpatrick and his executive protection unit between the hours of 1:30 a.m. and 5:30 a.m., the before and after time frame of Tamara Green's murder. He also stated that the bullets used in her death was the exact same caliber used by the Detroit Police Department during that time. But on March 10th of 2004, Lieutenant Bowman was relieved of his duties as the supervisor of the Squad 8 homicide unit, and he stated that he knows he was sent there as a punishment for his investigation into Mayor Kilpatrick. The Michigan State Police wasn't able to make it too far in their case either, because according to Officer Mark Cribbs, their investigation was immediately shut down by Kwame Kilpatrick's good friend and the Attorney General of the state of Michigan, Mike Cox. He immediately dismissed the claims of obstructing the case against Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick, letting it be known that only the governor of the state had the power to shut down the investigation. It was then transferred to a cold case homicide unit headed up by Sergeant Odell Guybold, but he would meet the same fate as everyone else who attempted to solve the Tamara Green puzzle. After he submitted his homicide file to the Major Crimes Unit in early 2005, he was reprimanded and then demoted. It was becoming clear that certain people in law enforcement were protecting elected officials.
And again, remember, he had a wife that was mad. So, wow. Just because it said it came back from him again, your unity is marriage. Wowzers in my little Wayne voice. Wowzers. Hoo-wee. This crazy.
2005 was an eventful year for Mayor Kilpatrick, and now former police officer Lieutenant Alvin Bowman was suing the city of Detroit, Kwame Kilpatrick, and the chief of police, Ella Bully Cummings, who was accused of playing a major role in the cover-up of the Tamara Green murder investigation.
Did you know that nearly half of US TV streaming time is on Roku? With Roku's new self-service ad tool, it's easy to set up your own CTV campaigns. So you can tap into
Come to my attention that recently the media has put information out that is derived from an affidavit of a former police officer of this department, Lieutenant Alvin Bowman. What I will tell you is that Many of his statements are reprehensible. They have besmirched the men and women of this department that come to work every single day and put their lives on the line. If this lieutenant has information or even had information concerning the death of Miss Green, he should have and he should turn that information over to this police department. This is an ongoing, open investigation. Every lead that we receive is being followed up on by our homicide unit. There is no cover-up in this police department into the death of Miss Green.
One, you just told on y'all. Why'd you have to say there's no cover-up? I'm blown. This is real deep. This case needs to be woke the fuck up. Wow. We need awareness brought on Tamara Green because wow. But then again, Daddy would do it, Pepper. You know. What were you saying, Big M?
I said, yes, we do need to put awareness on this case.
This case is super, it's hitting me deep, Big M. This is crazy. This is deep. This deep, but everybody that's tried has been, unalived, so that's kind of, concerning. But then again, Mr. Bowman, again, is the chief of police in Southfield, motherfuckers. He was given probably money and a job over solving this case. Wow. Wow.
Everybody either lost their job, moved around, and other people was killed. It's a cover.
Our officers are doing everything that they can to bring the killer to justice, and any information that not only Lieutenant Bowman has, but any other member or any other citizen has, we're asking that you call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK UP. Give us that information, and we'll follow up on it. Yes.
Hold on.
I can only answer so many questions because this is an open, ongoing investigation. And I think the problem with that is I'm always limited. And I need for the public to understand that the allegations, the statements that are in this affidavit, what concerns me is a broad brush has been painted against the men and women in this department. And I think as their leader, their chief of police, as a police officer myself for over 30 years, that is reprehensible. It is.
When the sergeant brought me the case file, evidence was missing. Reports was missing. And they were all stored in a general area where it was accessible to anybody that worked there. So I felt that the interest was not in solving the case. One of the sergeants called me.
And we already have black and white that Kim Worthy covers up cases and does what the fuck she wants with what the fuck she wants. May she rest in peace, Tamara Green. Justice for this lady. Wow.
Me out in the hall. Sir, you've been transferred. I said, what? I don't know what happened. The executive deputy chief called and said you were transferred. It was about that case. I said, yeah.
He ultimately won his case and was awarded $200,000 on the grounds that his transfer to the Midnight Unit was punishment.
He won his case. How'd I know this motherfucker got some money and now he's over there in Oakland County running that shit? Woo! Crazy work. By golly.
For his investigation into the Tamara Green case, causing adversity in the workplace and forcing him to retire. That very same year, Tamara's family would file a $150 million lawsuit against the city of Detroit and the mayor. The family hired lawyer Norman Yatuma. He would go on a media campaign calling out the mayor and the corruption of Detroit city officials behind the death of Tamara Green. With the allegations of corruption and even murder, Kwame knew that his political career was in a bad place. Wayne County prosecutor Kim Worthy announced that she would be launching an investigation.
And oh man, this bitch right here is a monster too. She's a monster. That's a fucking monster. In my opinion, sure the fuck is, bitch. That's a monster. She's ruined so many people's lives. She's a murderer, bro. I don't give a fuck. This is a monster. Woo-wee.
Into the corruption associated with the Kilpatrick administration. His image as a loyal family man took a hit as well with the numerous cheating allegations. Not to mention that his approval rating for the citizens of Detroit was at an all-time low. The odds were stacked against him, but Kwame would hire a political PR firm called the Citizens for Honest Government, which changed the narrative of the embattled mayor. They came up with a very controversial campaign, making it seem as if he was a victim of a media agenda and being targeted by his rivals due to racism. In November of 2005, Kwame would pull out a miraculous victory, being re-elected as the mayor of Detroit. But there will be controversy behind his win. His opponent accused him of rigging the election, stating that fraud had taken place when it came to counting the votes. But his second term in office would be marred with just as much controversy as his first, and things that wouldn't go away from the past would continue to affect his political future. Back in 2003, a civil lawsuit was filed by former police officers Harold Nelthrope and Gary Brown, who were also former members of the mayor's executive protection unit, stating that their careers were ruined because the mayor wanted to cover up his extramarital affairs, as well as other nefarious acts that he was involved in. In 2007, they were awarded $6.5 million in damages, but it also proved that the mayor and his chief of staff, Christine Beatty, had both lied under oath about their relationship. Scandalous text messages between the two married individuals would be released to the public under the Freedom of Information Act. The mayor was ultimately convicted of perjury and obstruction of justice. He was sentenced to 4 months in jail and had his law license revoked. Unfortunately for him, this was just the beginning of the end. Members of the Detroit City Council thought it was a bad idea to have a convicted felon acting as mayor and called for Kwame to resign. Some of the powerful political figures from around the city and all over the state of Michigan rallied together.
Wait a minute. They made him Big M. They made him resign. He was still. Oh, this is fucking insane. This is crazy. He says,
yeah.
This is fucking nuts. Wow. Holy shit, y'all. I'm sorry, it's just being in Detroit. This really crazy work for me right now. Cause again, you know, I knew about all this shit, but I never and I'm going deeper. Don't you fucking fret, but I'm gonna be quiet about it. But holy shit. Woo-wee. This is Detroit.
For the resignation of Kwame Kilpatrick, including his old friend who allegedly introduced him to Tamara Green, Michigan Attorney General Mike Cox. But despite the overwhelming pressure to leave office, Kwame refused. There's a story of a Wayne County sheriff officer who attempted to serve Kwame Kilpatrick with a subpoena. But when he did, he was assaulted by the mayor and his security team, adding fire to the growing belief that he was moving more like a mob boss and not like the leader of a major city in America. In the middle of all the turmoil he was going through, Kwame would give a very defiant State of the City address on TV, reassuring the citizens of Detroit that he wasn't going anywhere no matter what.
This reel made 1.2 million views. The secret? I didn't film it. And you're watching
Well, Big M, they showed his cool ass because he's no longer in Detroit. But this is crazy work. We've been on. This was a deep one.
He moved to Texas, and they went down there to his house and was out there videotaping him, and then they went to his job. Yeah, they.
Again, I gotta go look into some. I want to go look and see if I can find some church videos or something. But now he's got a congregation and a church and shit, and wherever the fuck he's at. But wow, Detroit. If you ain't concerned, I don't know why not. And yeah. We've been. This was a deep one, y'all, and we still got to do Monster 5, so I'm gonna break it off right now, and we'll be back later in a little bit. I started late today. Big M, salute. Thank you for sitting up here with
salute.
You know what it is. It's all love. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too.
Hell yeah, it's all love. But y'all, yeah, we're gonna stop that one right there. We're gonna do We're gonna do Coleman tomorrow afternoon. And then monster number 4. But wow. So, I'm going to end it like I always like to end it, y'all. Good old Winnie the Poohski. Christopher Robin. You're smarter than you think. You're braver than you believe. And you're stronger than you seem, I feel it in my heart every time and soul. I hope y'all be real smooth with it, cool with it, and true with it. And remember, it's all love over here. All love over here. I'll be back. We're going to do monster number 5, y'all. Prayers for Detroit, y'all. This crazy work. May Tamara Green rest in peace. Justice for Tamara Green, y'all. Been a long time. Over 20 years. Cover up for sure. All over it. Again, justice for her. I'll see y'all later.